Hello, everybody, and welcome to NAU Esports University Casting Series. My name is the Gooseman, coming at you with Big Sky. LOL. This is going to be NAU versus Sacramento State. Let's get into the first game. Good. All right. Game started off. 5 people inside of this bush. Let's look at who's in here. Fiora, Kane, Syndra, Vayne, and Seraphine. We have Kane with a blue smite, and Nidalee with a red, and a lot of corrupting potions, specifically 2 to name a few, on the GP, Gangplank, and the Syndra. And here we have NAU Esports on blue side, Sacramento State on the red side. Typical start. Oracle Lens on the Nidalee, looking to get good ganks. Doesn't want to be spotted by any wards. And the game's going to start now. Here come the official games of League of Legends. As Kane hits on the red side, hits on the red buff, gonna go directly towards the dragon, or no, he's gonna go straight to Krugs. Fiora getting onto the lane right on time. I mean, GP is gonna be a bit of a trouble, bit of a hassle with the oranges and the pots. It's gonna be a very hard lane to out-sustain for Fiora, but it's not impossible, folks. Not impossible in the slightest. GP gets a nasty grasp on her, and that's about as much going on. You could tell here. We have very little going on right now, except for the Orianna. A little bit of an early invade right there. Gets a couple of Krugs actually, maybe. And the Kane's just gonna back off. Doesn't want this. This is not something that Kane looks for. Kane looks for even bigger than that of which you see there. And Fiora's going to push the wave in. Right there's a barrel right there. No chance for that barrel. Ooh, Orianna picks him on. Ooh, trades. Misses the bubble. Syndra backs off. A little bit of a skirmish there between 2 high caliber players. Kane on the blue side right now, and so is Nidalee's on the red side too. They're both on to the top direction of the map. Meanwhile, Orianna dodging a little bit of the things you call balls, while Fiora gets to poke the Gangplank. Now the Gangplank should be doing the poking, but as you can see here, it's Fiora. Meanwhile, a little bit of abilities here. I mean, typical, all very normal rates. Nobody is doing worse than anybody. Nobody's doing better than anybody. But Vayne gets a couple of minions under the tower. I mean, in an ideal situation, you would want to get those minions, but not in this point of the game. No, sir. And Nidalee is towards the red side of the enemy team. It's a little bit of a sneaky mission. That's why I'm putting my voice down. But she sees that nobody's there, and she backs off. Kane on the top side, too. A little bit of a sneaker. Yeah, he's a little sneaky guy. And he's not so sneaky now because Orianna sees him. Gets the poke. Backs off. Gangplank a little too close for comfort. Fiora's going to back off. And Thresh into the bush. Where's the hook going to come from? Any way you want it. And he gets a little poke right there. And Nidalee and Kane are currently contesting at the Krugs right now. Kane, being able to jump through walls, says, not a problem, I'll back off. But he's looking towards a ping into the mid lane. Orianna's a little overextended, but she sees him coming. No, she doesn't. She backs off. And, gets stunned by the Syndra. And just a little bit of extra damage goes a long way because this time there was no extra damage. And Orianna gets to live. Fiora on top of the Gangplank, doesn't have another dash until 2 seconds later. 2 seconds later, doesn't get the kill. So very even. Once again, nobody's doing better, nobody's doing worse. But NEU Esports is pushing onto their lead here at the bot lane. Vayne has 34 CS, Kai'Sa 39, good amount of potions. She's going to stay here for a while, or maybe even sell them. I don't know the future, but Seraphine is in about 6 seconds is going to go back to the base, and that I know the future. That's how I do know the future. But what's going to happen after this Drake, I cannot tell you because I don't know the future. Another dragon will come up, but what other dragon? Anyways, GP into the top lane. Big wave right now. Fiora really wants this. I mean, that's a lot of CS. But the Gangplank just is a little bit out of position. He's got the oranges. He's got the potions, but he doesn't have the kill. He has the flash, and it's now gone for the rest of the next 5 minutes. Meanwhile, Nidalee taking on to the dragon, putting all her damage that she can onto this dragon. Seraphine spots it. Kayn knows that there is a dragon there, and it is being hurt. What does he do? Goes to the Krugs. This game is going to be a little bit of a slow one. Fiora flashes on, gets the ult on the Gangplank. Gangplank has no escape. He cannot get an orange right now. Well, he can, but it doesn't do much. And Fiora just doesn't have the dash. Gets a TP out of Orianna, but the Orianna just showed up for no reason because Fiora is completely backed off, and now she gets another dash that completely evades the ultimate from Orianna. This was a little bit of a skirmish at top lane, but it is over. A couple flashes, a couple ults, nothing too crazy. And NEU Esports pushing pushing these dudes away from their turrets. These dudes, aka Thresh and Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa has a serrated Dirk right now, and Vayne only has a pickaxe. I mean, Vayne does not want the heat right now. Nidalee wants a little bit of heat, and she gets it from the red buff. That is actually Kayn's, but the Kayn is actually taking the Krugs too. What does this mean for Fiora? Fiora's going to come back to the lane and get a nice fat wave. But what does this mean for the bot lane? The bot lane is now into their turret. They want this plating, I think. Or unless maybe only Thresh wants it, because Thresh is just hitting it and he backs off. No play going towards Thresh and his hook. Thresh does have a lantern though, and lanterns help get you kills. A lot of hook right now. Hook action right now. What's going to happen here? Ooh, Vayne gets a flash on him. Hits the abilities, but the Gangplank gets the global ult from Uptown. Yeah, that was pretty good. Seraphine has nothing to do here. She backs off unless the TB comes in from the Syndra, but the Syndra's already backed off. She can get a good stun if she gets it, but she doesn't hit it. Syndra has nothing else left for the Kai'Sa, but she gets enough for the Thresh, and the Thresh is now dead. 1-1. Pretty good TP from Syndra. Syndra has lost chapter, so she's not really missing out on much. She's gonna go back to lane. Gangplank has the barrel, and I mean doesn't get to proc the barrel. Very typical, very typical. And Syndra coming onto the Orianna catches her off guard. Nidalee has nothing really left for Orianna. Lets her go down, but Nidalee goes back to jungling. Top lane for NEU Esports is definitely the way to go for Nidalee going forward. But pardon me. But can she continue to push Fiora's lead? Or can Kayn continue to push Fiora's lead? It's looking likely if the Nidalee goes down here in her own jungle, and if she doesn't get the red buff, but she already has a red buff. Not much is lost, but not much. But a lot could be gained from denying Kayn this red buff. And the red buff goes on to the other side, gets to clean her up. Syndra hits the minion with some sort of voodoo, and now they're back to normal. Well, in the past we said that, nobody's doing better, nobody's doing worse, but it looks like NEU Esports is doing a little bit better right now because they're up a little bit on the gold. NEU Esports takes the Krugs in the bot lane. A little bit of teasing here going on. I'm just teasing you, GP. I don't actually want to kill you. Here we look at the numbers, though. I think those are gold numbers, and they completely disappeared. All I know is there's a lot of gold and a lot of economy going on for NEU Esports. Oh, okay, that's their gold. So as you can see, I mean, Kane has a lot of gold in his inventory right now. He's definitely going to finish off his next lethality item to be the assassin that this team needs. But Nidalee is farming. He's farming a little couple red camps, or a little couple enemy camps. Doesn't get the last one, but what can you do? All for the timers anyways. And Nidalee is spotted out inside the enemy jungle, but there's no one there. Kane is just kind of backing off, gauging the situation, but I think they see a little bit of a play coming in here from Sacramento State. And I just noticed the name. Kaiser. Oh, dodges the Seraphine ult. Orianna jumps on to the Kane. Kane gets under the turret, and there you go. That's all they had. Because NEU Esports is looking to play a different strategy this game. Not playing for the fights. They're playing for total control of the map. But are they going to get control of the map here while they're prioed into the bot lane? And the drag is coming up. Well, we'll have to see. Because Vayne does have an ultimate ability up right now. Is she going to use it? No, not at the moment. Syndra spotted out right here by Sacramento State. The tri-bush is warded, but not for long. Kane gets on the Krugs. The drag is totally up in the air right now for NEU Esports, but for Sacramento State, it's not looking like a drag play. It's looking like Nidalee gets to farm, which is really good. You want the Nidalee to keep throwing down with the minions because she clears them out so fast with all her abilities. And, I mean, just a big lead on the jungler for Sacramento State is going to help tremendously because Kane already has... Oh, I forgot what that one item is called. But it lets you TP, or it lets you dash to them. It's weird. I don't know. I can't tell you right now. But the air drake, or the cloud drake, is being taken down by NAU. A little bit of movement speed never hurt nobody. And GP throws the ult in and gets the Seraphine. Is that all that it's going to take? Yes. Sacramento State is only going to take the Seraphine. NEU Esports backs off. Oh, wait, there I just completely noticed they're on the opposite. They're in the wrong side of the map. This Vayne is on the wrong side of the map. Gets killed by the Thresh. That's perfect. I mean, who better to get that kill for NEU Esports than Thresh? But Kane is currently on to the mission for a Kaiser. Kaiser's looking juicy. Kaiser backs off with the ult. Doesn't get far enough because Kane is still on top of her. Oh, with a little bit of burn. Unfortunately, Kane really let that one slide. All is good, though, because Kane is just going to focus. He's not going to let that get to him. Onto the Krugs. Kaiser back on the base. Countered her prayers because she made enough prayers to let her get away with that one. Am I right, folks? And Kane is just going to take the Krugs, possibly back off. Oh, no, he's just going to keep farming. And Seraphine is back in the lane with the Vayne. Thresh getting a little bit of control on the map for Sacramento State. And Syndra and Orianna are completely matched right now. I mean, lost chapter, a little bit of boots. Orianna has a little bit of boot advantage and a dark seal too. But what could this mean for the game? Well, the game says that the Rift Herald comes up at 10 minutes. Or 12 minutes, I think. Nidalee on the timer right now. She is taking on to that Rift, and she gets it. Nidalee now has a Rift Herald inside of her inventory. Where is she going to drop it? Kane is going to drop a massive load onto this Gangplank. Gangplank has no other option here than to just die. What does the Orange do in this situation? Nothing. And NEU Esports gets another kill for the Kane. Really good coming out from NEU Esports' map control. They are getting counters, or they're advancing in their own way, and so is it at Sacramento State. They all... Ooh, gets caught out under turret range. Kaiser has very, very big problem right now, and that was surviving, but Syndra is just going to TP down here and get the Thresh. I mean... Could this be looking likely? No, Thresh does not get away, but Orianna's here, and so is the Gangplank. They're going to look for another extended fight here. And Cinder backs off, and so does the Seraphine. Bane just got caught out. It's unlucky, but Kane's actually looking to go down there. This is his turret. The possibilities are really in Kane's favor. As soon as he flashes, he gets on top of the Orianna. The Orianna's dead with the ult. And now GP has to fight his way out and maybe even potentially get a kill. And he does on the Seraphine. Very impressive flash right there. But Nidalee, a little too slow on the come up because now the fight is over. Fiora actually gets a top lane, and it's going to look like the rest of the game. Fiora is going to be splitting the map into her team's favor. But the Nidalee wasn't there for the fight, yet she's still trying to keep up into the stages of the game. And that Rift really helped out because now she's going to be able to drop it where her team lies, and that is mid. It's, I'm not a statistician, but it's very probable that the Rift will come down bot. We will see. Nidalee steals the raptor right out of Kane's hands. That would be illegal in 7 different countries, but it's not. Or is it? We'll find out. Fiora gets a dash on the Orianna. Doesn't want to fully commit. Orianna has a lot of tools available. GP throws down the ult. Orianna saw this. Could she finish the play, though? She didn't. Kane and Fiora now are top lane right now. And Kane gets hit by a spear. Meanwhile, Fiora doesn't want to back off. Fiora has a lot of dashes, so a good amount of outplay here. King gets it through the wall because he can do that. And the game is looking more and more in favor for NEU Esports. They are 2K gold advantage right now. Kane just grabbed more lethality, and he's actually got mobility boots. He's going to want to run around these walls. I mean, you can't run around the walls with no boots. And so now he has the boots, and the drag is infernal. And that's going to be the drag for the rest of the game. If Kane can manage to land 3 infernals in a row, this game could be over faster than we think, folks. What's it going to take for this drag to go down? A big lantern coming in from Thresh, trying to dodge the Kane, but the Fiora's here, and the Fiora has a very nasty team fight. Kane goes in. Gangplank is out. Kai'Sa, a little bit on the side, gets on the back line, but Fiora is just completely destroying 3v1 right now. Gets hit by the spear, but just almost manages, but the splash damage takes her out. And NEU Esports gets the Infernal. Very well played by NEU Esports, and very good positioning by the Kai'Sa. Seraphine gets back off. I didn't see the Seraphine ult, but I know it went down. Yeah, they all really went down at the same time, as you can see from the timers. But the next part of the game is the snowball. So just keep leading on for NEU Esports. Sacramento State has to claw their way back into this game, and it's not going to happen through objective. It's going to happen through a little bit of picking action and maybe some farming. So let's see what's going to happen, folks. We got Gangplank on the top lane, top wave, catching all the minions. Thresh grabbing some vision on the river. Orianna grabbing the Gromp. I mean, lots of farming from Sacramento State Esports side. One thing to note, there's one turret down for each team. That's in the middle, and that's in the top. What's going to happen next is there's not going to be any pushing from the teams, but just a lot of team fight and kind of scrimmages basically. So let's see now. Thresh grabbing a little vision for the Sacramento State side. Kane picking off a Krug and maybe another ward. Fiora onto the bot side. They want this turret, and they're going to get it by any means. Orianna gets dodged Kane dodges the ult completely, and Orianna goes down to Fiora, and Kane dive while Fiora keeps getting the turrets. Sacramento State has to make a play here. And they're going to grab the Seraphine. A little spear to the face. Seraphine goes down. Not unless she gets away, but she doesn't. Even though she flashes. Vayne is right here on the come up. She's invisible right now, but she is definitely going to get caught out unless she flashes. And she does. And Syndra, not much support she could do. And 4 people there are going to call for a little bit of a back here because Fiora is totally destroying the bottom side. They don't back off. They only got 2 people on the back. Kai'Sa and Thresh are looking for the Kayn here because he's a little bit ambitious. And 3 turrets now. Oh, I told you guys that 2 minutes ago. Now there are 2 turrets for NEU Esports. 2 extra turrets. And Sacramento State lagging behind. They have not gotten any objectives for a long time. And so... a little bit... okay. That's a little weird. Anyways. Dun, dun, dun. Directed camera shows me Syndra right now. Syndra is 3-1 right now. And she has Luden's Echo and Zhonya's in the works. Ooh, Nidalee gets picked off. Can't take the Lantern out of that one. And NEU Esports has a bit of a jungle differential right now, if I do say so myself. Gangplank is now backing off. What is he going to buy? He's dried, or I'm sorry, looking at the wrong guy. Ooh, Essence Reaver, but take a look at this for a second. No worry about GP. Seraphine gets away, and the Kayn is full health right now. Looking to fight a 3v3 maybe? No. He's going to go straight to jungling. GP is building Noon Quiver and a little Grievous Wounds. He's going for a little bit more damage. And he's on the Fiora, but the Fiora has... he's not going to be able to catch the Fiora so easily. Fiora gets away with the 1-dash. As you see there, that was a tremendous display of skill. Kayn is on the Baron, though, and so is Seraphine. Oh, what did you say about leaving really quick? I didn't say a thing because Fiora did not leave. She's going to take on to the... oh, she's going to take on the GP, but the GP dies. Or GP gets the kill on her with a little bit of a blunder. Straight from his canyon. And... or his little pocket canyon, should I say. And now Baron is still up. As you know, Kayn was trying to take that Baron. But they had to back off for the fight. And Sacramento State is now looking for control of the middle. And that control is now gone because Kai'Sa just got obliterated by Syndra. Syndra now has total reign over this middle and potentially the lanes, or potentially the river. What does this mean? Kayn is now free to get the drag. And that's another Infernal Drake going towards NEU Esports side. NEU Esports wants the damage as much as you or I do when we play League of Legends. And he's going to get the damage, especially in this game. I mean, just look at the dragon. It gets totally melted. He doesn't even have to be there. Jumps on the Orianna. But is not doing enough to... ooh. Orianna has no play there. She was 4v1. So she's just going to go down. Nidalee has no way to access her jungle by any means. The only way she'd be able to get some jungle is get the enemies. Syndra, talking about enemies, face to face with 2, doesn't get to live. Kayn is here though. Kayn is picking a little bit of a hard fight, but so are Vayne and Seraphine here for the come up. Oh, Fiora's here too. This could be a 3v2 right now. No, okay. And here comes the Fiora on top of the Nidalee. Nidalee gets destroyed by Fiora's ult, and I mean that's a lot of procs from a girl with a lot of dashes, and that's what you saw there, folks. Kayn is now inside of the enemy jungle, doesn't get anything because there's nobody there. 3 people are on top of under the turret right now. Turret is on their side, but are they on the come up right now to get their way back into the game? They are not, because the GP just has no way to get the Kayn, and now he's gonna die. But if he didn't have oranges, he probably would have died, and he doesn't, so he walks away. Well, Kayn is just asserting all types of destruction and inappropriate things that I could say right now, but That's not what I'm going to go for. I'm going to show you guys what's going to happen here, folks. And the Baron is just, it's looking like they're going to take the Baron. But here's Nidalee. Really rare start right here. Nidalee's going to actually be in her jungle and actually attacking the minions. This has not been seen for a long time in this game. It's only been Kayn, and Nidalee gets to put herself back on the map for as much as she can. And now Fiora pushes into the top lane, and she's going to back off because she's Fiora. Vayne grabbing a little bit of a red buff. Syndra is... I thought Syndra wanted to grab it, a little play around with her. But the next objectives are Infernal in 2 minutes. Infernal is going to be, because we're on Soul Point right now, so it's going to be Infernal Soul. Or Infernal Soul, yeah. And Nidalee, or who's that going back right now? Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa's going to finish a little Zeal, I think. They're going to ping for the drag in 2 minutes, so right now it's just a little bit of a cooldown for everybody. NAU Esports 2K gold lead right now, and also the fact that Kayn is just completely inside of their map. And what do we see here? I mean, items are pretty good around the board, very even. Fiora, Gore Drinker could be taking extra fights here because Fiora's capabilities are endless right now. Ashley tries to get back to snowballing the game, but they're playing a little passive here. Kayn just totally grabs all those raptors. They should make those bigger so that Kayn can't just grab them like that. Not much going on here. I mean, GP's about to push down into the bottom. See if there's turret wants to be grabbed. NAU Esports does not want that. Does not want GP. They want all of Kai'Sa. And Kai'Sa actually outplays the Vayne. Kayn comes back in, goes on the Nidalee. There's 3 people right now. He might not be able to get away right now because there's a big ignite on him, and that just gonna take down all his healing. He is not gonna be able to get away from that. Sacramento State wants to claw their way back into the game. They got 2 picks right now, and the drag is coming up. This is looking to pick up right now in about a very short amount of time. GP is taking on to the bottom turret. He is going to grab another turret, and that's when he backs off. Infernal coming up 33 seconds. They're going to do everything to control the map right now on Sacramento State side, and NAU Esports just have to be there in time. It's all going to come down to time right now. While, Vayne comes back up, but Kayn is not up yet. Well, it looks like Kayn is going to be a little late to the draw while Nidalee's already on top of the drag. Fiora coming through from the tri-bush. And right here you see a little contestant going on. Is she going to dodge? She's going to dodge all those abilities, and that gets her a clean escape. 4 people on the right side of the Baron, or on the Dragon Pit, and 3 people on the left side of the Dragon Pit. Fiora has a little bit of a jump on them. Could be coming in from the top. But they catch her off. Kayn gets actually right on time. And he gets a W on the Orianna and the Thresh. And the Thresh and the Orianna are now no more. And GP has to drop the ult because, what other chance? Kai'Sa gets a big assassination on the on the Seraphine, but is it enough? Not enough for the Vayne, because Vayne has ult right now, and not going to be enough because Vayne has no punish for the Kai'Sa being able to jump on her like that and burst her down, but Kai'Sa and Vayne just kill each other, and Kayn is not going to let that happen anymore. Gets the kill on the Gangplank, and the Gangplank is now dead. Baron up right now. Seems to be a very appropriate play. Unless Nidalee gets right on time. They're going to look to try to get the kills here because Baron isn't completely free. Not with these high caliber players. And they are going to be able to contest it. But what's Kayn and Syndra and Fiora looking for? They want to clean and they want a fast kill on the Baron, and they're not going to be able to do that without the Vayne. So the Vayne is not in the fight right now, but the Fiora is on top of the red buff, taking as much resources and valuables as she can when she backs off. The Baron is still up, though. They can't just back here. Kayn throws down a W, doesn't get anything, doing a lot of damage with that blue form. And they're just going to sit on the bush and kind of just back off. Meanwhile, Fiora, jumping on the wave. Kayn jumps on them, doesn't fully commit. Just wants to see the little limit tester here. And Kane's going to back off. They're in a pretty good position to where they can back off and they can get to the Baron right on time if they start it. But if the Baron is completely getting hit by 5 people on the Sacramento State side, it could be too long. That's not going to happen though. Sacramento State's just going to hold the middle down, try to get the minions, try to get the camps. It's a bit of a farm fest right now, but 31 minutes in, that's what's going to take for them to get the win. NEU Esports just wants to completely abuse them and try to capitalize on their mistakes, but they're not making any mistakes. They're actually making plays, which is the opposite of mistakes. And so you can see here, Kai'Sa is the only one with flash down. Orianna actually has a TP, so they're might just be looking to play around the double TP, which not many teams can counter, except this team because they do have 2 TPs. And the Kai'Sa gets bursted down by the Kayn. I mean, 3 lethality items and still not able to kill it. Kai'Sa, they need a nerf lethality, boys. And for the boys here, I will say that Fiora is getting a little aggressive here at the bottom. He's just going to keep splitting while they keep waiting for the play. And Thresh jumped by the Kayn. He's totally low right now. He's totally going to get executed. And the Kai'Sa wants more, but Kayn doesn't play around. Kayn is the jungler. Kayn is big and strong. Meanwhile, get the little vision on him, but that's not going to be enough. 4 people are going to be on the dragon while Fiora keeps splitting. The Baron is going to be completely gone by the time that Nidalee gets there. Well, and now it comes down to defending the base. A lot of raiding is going to happen in the next 5 minutes while this Baron comes up. Are they going to be able to hold it down? Not looking likely. I am not a statistician, but the odds are not likely. Meanwhile, Syndra pushing onto the wave, gets a little poke. Nidalee, really nice spear. I mean, that's going to go in her highlight reel, that's for sure. Or in her in her spear montage. Meanwhile, Seraphine backing off. She's going to finish something because Moonstone, Ardent, not good enough for her. She wants more wards, more vision, more problems. Thresh, right here. He's looking slow. He's looking a little slow. He's got good vision, good wards. But the NAU Esports side is just too far ahead right now that no wards could ever really... no wards could get you prepared for what you're about to see here. Nidalee gets the outplay on the Kayn. Kayn in the middle of a GP ult. I mean, pretty good outcome for Kayn. Gets a little bit of utility out, but it's all about what happens next, folks. And Kayn is now just going to completely run in there, look for more. Doesn't find any more. Fiora gets hit by a barrel, and 4 people are coming up for Fiora. What could this mean? It means it could be chasing, or Fiora backs off, and Fiora backs off. Now Vayne is by herself in the solo lane. Seraphine's a little hover over middle and bottom. Kayn is now on the come up right next to, when you're next to a wall, you better believe Kane's going to be there. And Kayn is just in the bush, actually. I lied. Orianna gets tapped by the 3-shot passive, or not passive, W from Vayne, but she lives. And Fiora actually gets the top lane because they totally backed off. But speaking of negligence, here's the wall, and here's a Kayn. Kayn doesn't land the W, so he backs off. Now it's going to come down to what jungler is going to, or who's going to start a fight right now, because I don't think NEU Esports wants to start a fight unless they get a pick like that, which they just did in front of my eyes, and I cannot believe it. So NAU Esports is going to keep hovering over the bottom while 4 people try to defend. They're doing a really good job defending, admittedly. But defending or getting or what is this guy now? The Elder? It's defending takes priority. So they're going to lose the Elder. And the Elder goes to NAU Esports. Now they have Baron and Elder drag. Well, almost any team fight that comes their way, they are going to win it. And the only way Sacramento State can claw their way back from this game is really good itemization and a little bit of outplay. Gets a kill. Oh, gets a burst on the Vayne. Vayne backs off, but Kai'Sa comes right back in, and she gets the little stopwatch. Ooh, gameplay gets the ult, trying to get him to stop running away, but Kane is there. He's not running away. He's in the fight. Picks off a lot of damage, but doesn't get any kills. His team does, and the Vayne doesn't do anything either until after the stopwatch goes down. And right there was total burst, and they're just going to be able to take in the inhibs from top and bottom side. Now they're looking for the turret. That's what happens when you play against a Kane. You just get hit. You just get hit by walls, man. Like the walls are almost collapsing on you. And they're just gonna take the Nexus. Enemy Sacramento State is just in the fountain. I mean, whoever's left on the team. And there goes the game for NAU Esports side. Thank you so much for watching, guys. This has been University Casting Series. My name is the Goose Man. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.